Today is the 14th of July. I decided to make a little video of where my garden is at. So I haven't had much of a chance to keep it up. I have oregano, sage, the dill I pretty much took all. It's pretty much gone, yep. So is the parsley. I dehydrated it. It's all in my cupboards. Then we have the cabbage. It's taking its time this year. Don't know how many heads I'm gonna have. There's sweet corn in the back and grapes. Then I have cauliflower, also not doing so good, just like my beets and turnips. In the bags is potatoes. They are doing okay. They're dying back slowly. Acorn squash, watermelon, butternut squash, honeyboat squash. Then broccoli, not sure what that's going to do again this year. This higher grounds garden here on the side of the house, it's just not producing well this year. I'm not sure. I know that the neighbor's tree is creating an awful lot of shade now as it got bigger. So I'm assuming that's one of the reasons why, because even the carrots are pretty poor. The kale, the kale kind of got attacked by those slimy the big slugs. So then, much better in the shade. I'm guessing it feels like 10 degrees cooler. So the flower beds are doing okay, but again, this year is a little odd. Some things are growing really, really well, and others not so much. Just kind of a hit and miss this year. Taking it the way it is. Don't really have much of any options for that matter. Let's see. Gotta move that cedar. That came out of nowhere, and so this little fir tree. It's some flowers are doing good though. The hostas, I don't think anything is gonna kill these guys. Then coming down here, I started from seeing some zinnias. These are zinnia polar bear. They're not white, but like a very, very light yellowish green. Then I have these zinnias that should be blooming pretty soon. They're a little late, but started them straight outside from seeds a little late also. These are also zinnias. They're queen lime blush because they have like a little blush on the inside and the limey green on the outside. They're really pretty. Can't really tell, but they are pale yellow daisies. These are doing well. They really like the shade. Everything seems to be doing okay here. And my pond, I love the sound of the water. And I'm just sitting here enjoying. These are having a bit of a rough time, but they're also very, very pretty. Little mini rose bush. Snapdragons that I started from seeds are doing good. They're really colorful. They're, I believe they were called Sunrise. Then I have stalks growing here that I started from seeds also. They smell amazing. My elderberry, it's its first year and it's really doing well. Transplanted the rhubarb, so that's not very thrilled right now. Volunteer tomatoes, they just appeared. Cherry tree, its first year also. Then coming over here, I guess I gotta pick some more. I have 3 or 4 blueberry bushes. They've been producing quite a bit. I've been picking it and putting it in the freezer as it goes. Blackberries on their first year. Also, 1 apple tree. These are black-eyed Susan. They're going to look amazing soon. Another apple tree. Then I have a sugar baby melon. That's not doing anything. My onions I had to transfer because of issues I had in the other garden. So, not sure what that's going to do. I'm hoping, but it's not looking great. But it is what it is. So, we had to add soil. We actually did that this morning. The grounds are so low in that area that everything just drowns and it gets really, really wet. Moving on to my newer flower bed space. I'm going to turn this just to give a bit of a outlook. So tomatoes are coming around good. If you look, there's too many of them. I planted them a little snug this year. Then first time I use boxes, so not really used to them, but they're full of tomatoes. So we'll see what that produces. The big rain we had though seems to have hurt them a bit. They are splitting, which is usually a sign of too much water at once. But yeah, I've got a lot of tomatoes. Those are not slicing tomatoes, they are sauce tomatoes. These are the beans. I've already jarred. I've canned, I believe it's 26 jars so far. And they're still producing quite a bit. We're eating those fresh. I might do a few more jars, but they're doing really well. This is a pink boar tomato, a slicer tomato. It's starting slowly. It's a very strange summer for the garden. These are just a small patch of green beans. These are pinto beans. Then I have a little bit of lettuce still growing. I need to start. I'm going to plant more once I rip out all the beans when they're done producing, just to keep the lettuce going. This is Swiss chard. I have white and red that I need to start bringing in. Then we have the invasion of some kind of squash. I believe it's the honey boat, that one. It was, I lost the tag when I started it from seeds, so I put it over here. Yep, that would be honey boat squash. It's a sweet, like butternut, actually a little sweeter than butternut squash. Then I have cucumbers. I've been bringing them in. Started eating them. They're quite productive, actually. I have made relish already. Then I have the eggplant. I've actually never grown it or eaten it, so trying it. This is a loofah squash. The loofah squash is exactly what it sounds like. It's to make loofah sponges. And it's a tropical. It doesn't always grow well in this zone, but I do have little babies, so we'll see. I threw some carrot seeds in here when I saw the other ones weren't doing too well. This is basil. I've been dehydrating a ton of it. I have a couple of romaine heads left. I'll have to start some more salad in this spot here too. I had celery that I had to transplant also, and only one made it, and it's teeny tiny, so not sure what that's gonna do. I have some peas. I planted a whole row of them, but I have a little squirrel or Swiss or whatever it is that's been kind of eating all the sprouts as they came out, so I don't have much. The kohlrabi's doing well though. It's starting to shape. It's also a little late Not sure. It's just the kind of summer we have. Peppers, however, are really enjoying this kind of summer. Just waiting for them to start turning color. These are, I believe, Jimmy Nardello, which is a sweet pepper, even though it doesn't look like a sweet pepper. These are wax banana peppers, which are also sweet. I believe these are the Joe Parker Numex, which are a medium pepper, medium heat. I'll be using those to make my paprika. They're just jam-packed. I believe these are the, oh, this one's starting to turn red. These are pepperoncinis. Those are a little hotter. They'll be good for sriracha and all the other hotter sauces. You can tell the difference as the peppers are hotter, the leaves are narrower and smaller. And the sweeter you go, like this is a regular bell pepper, and the leaves are quite large. And then next to it you have a chili pepper, and the leaves are tiny. So, yep, these are the regular California peppers. Also waiting for them to turn red, or close to red anyway. Those are for, I'll probably make roasted peppers, can some roasted peppers from those. These are lemon drop. They're also a little hotter, so they'll be part of the, not the paprika, but the chili powder that I'll be making for this year. These are definitely chili peppers. They will be basically chili powder, as we're not really big on hot sauce. I might make some, a little bit of sriracha and a little bit of different salsas, different grades of mildness, I guess you could say. So we'll go with that. See how that goes. This, I believe, is a, I know it's a squash, but it's not, looks like there's only male flowers so far in it. But we'll see if it does anything. I have two lost broccolis here. I don't even remember putting them here, but they're not making any heads this year at all. These are mortgage lifter tomatoes. Those are the larger slicer tomatoes. All along here are my strawberries. I brought in a crate this year of strawberries. I made 6 jars of jam and strawberry juice for the kombucha. I can make kombucha, and I like using my own fruits to flavor it. These are cherry tomatoes. They're harder to see, but there is a bunch in there. So they're not turning yet color. It seems like everything is off its timing this year. I'm not sure what happened there, but so yep, that's the backyard. And my God, it's warm. It is in the 30s, I believe, today, or high 20s anyway. And these are my 3 boxes that are new from this year. I'm learning with them, so they're learning process. And definitely not planting that many tomatoes next year. They got too big. And in the other patch on the other side of the house, they didn't get that big. I believe because they didn't have as much sunshine. They just didn't raise up as high. These are indeterminate, so they will keep growing. So as soon as they produce enough fruit, I'll start lopping off the odd plant and cutting off their heads to just let them ripen what's going to be on them. I'm hoping to get, I usually go through close to 70-ish pounds of tomatoes to make all my sauces and soups and everything to be self-sufficient for the year. So this is the backyard. I'll probably do another video on the front yard, which is much smaller, but there is some flowers to see. So thanks for taking a peek.